Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean, and this is going to be a rant video real quick. I was just watching this tournament. Actually, I was watching this YouTube channel. This fella's got over 11,000 people that watches him, right? So, as you know, I've been training to play in a tournament coming up this summer. I wanted to, see where my level of play is. So I've been out here 4 or 5 days a week practicing, hitting off the ball machine, practicing volleying. And just recently, I came across a guy that's a solid 4-5, rated like in the 90s. Not this new 4-5 bullshit where they're actually 4-0 players, or even 3-5 players that are ranked according to USTA 4-5 players. Because the people that I've been watching these videos, 4-5-0, 5-0 matches and 4-5 matches, and can I win my first USTA tournament and this kind of stuff. I'm playing in a 4-0 tournament, and I'm watching this, and these players that they're playing against are beginners. They're 3-0 at 3-5 level at the highest, not 4-0, not 4-5, none of that. So, and then this is the thing. I'm training as I was gonna, when I used to play in the 90s, where you had to play the best of 3 sets for just one match. Okay, you had to play the best of 3 sets, and including tiebreakers and all that shit that goes along with it. Nowadays, because of these kids between the ages of 25 and 35, they grew up in the era where everybody got a trophy and nobody loses, because they didn't want to hurt the little kid's feelings because he came in, he lost or she lost, so everybody gets a trophy generation. That's what I call them, the trophy generation. So they had to change the format for these, these new tournaments, that you only have to play a pro set. You're the first one to 8, and if you tie them at 8 games apiece, then you just play a tiebreaker, and then you win the match. And then you only play like 3 people, so you can win the whole tournament just by playing 3 or 4 people, and only having to play a pro set, which is trash. How is American tennis going to get any better if you don't have a proper format and play the best of 3 sets? I'm down here in Florida, where the tennis courts right now are over like 100 degrees, and I'm out here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3:30 in the afternoon practicing, getting ready to play in a tournament that I'm thinking that, it's going to be the best of 3 sets and all this other stuff. Well, it's not. Apparently, now the new formats are it's just for little kids. We're just going to play, a pro set, and then whoever wins that pro set, and if, like I say, if it's tied, we're just going to have a tiebreaker. And then the people that are playing in these tournaments are complaining that it's taking them too long to win matches. Well, because it's taking you so long to win matches, because your level of play is low. You both are making so many errors that you can't even beat each other. You're at 40-30, you can't even close a match out. They don't have a serve. They may have some of them may have a serve. They can't hit volleys. They can't hit backhands. They can't barely hit a forehand. And as I've been saying for years, the only reason why people of modern time, young guys, and even now with everybody playing again, their level of play is playing, a lot better than they would back in the 90s growing up, when I was growing up, because the equipment wasn't as good as it is now. And that's why they're like rated 3-5 or whatever, or according to USTA standards of today, 4-0 players, because their equipment is so good, And if they didn't have that equipment, they'd be the proper rating, which is like most of them are 3-0 players. They just aren't consistent enough to be at a 3-5 level or even a 4-0 level like they're saying. Because when I played this guy, my friend, he is a 4-5, solid 4-5 from the 90s, rated like that, and even played even higher than that at 5-0 later, 5-0 player, and played in pro tournaments before, And his first serve is over 100 miles an hour, and his second serve, he kicks the ball up so high, you got to literally stand on the baseline and get the ball before it jumps over your head, okay? So this is the kind of people I'm playing against, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to run into these kind of players when I'm playing in tournaments. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm 52 years old with 2 replaced hips, a plate in my shoulder, and need surgeries done, and I could probably go out there and run amok on these tournaments if they're at that kind of formats. Just run amok on it. And how is anybody going to get better? Like how are you going to improve how are you going to improve your level of play if these formats and the young kids have to play in these formats? And how's American tennis going to be able to compete with the rest of the world? You know, when are we going to see another #1 player from America playing in on the tour? We're not, if that's the formats that we're using, and with these soy boy kids that can't even handle playing the best of 3 sets like a proper match is supposed to be, then I don't see a future of tennis for American tennis. I think we're going to be we ain't going to have no #1 players anymore. And if this continues, they're going to have to do that in the pro levels. They're going to have to make pro sets because pro players aren't going to want to play the best of 3 sets because it's too strenuous. Anyway, I'm watching this guy. He's playing. He can't volley. His second serve, he can't hit a second serve. He doesn't have a good backhand, and he has a decent forehand, and his footwork is horrible, and he's probably 20 years younger than me, okay? So, and not only that, this dude's getting coaching from Crucell and other players that are high-level players that are actually legitimate good players, and I just don't get this whole situation where you got people posting videos. Oh, this is a 4-5 match, 4-5-0, 4-5 match, 5-0 player, and all that, and it's not legit. They aren't 5-0 players. They're not 4-5 players. They're barely, some of them are barely 3-5 players. They make mistakes continuously. There's only a few people on YouTube that are solid 4-0 to 4-5 players, and that's some of the guys from Essential Tennis, and obviously Nick from Intuitive Tennis is a pro, and some of his students are 4-5, 4-0 players, solid, legit. And then this dude, Mark Satanis, is like a solid 4-5 player, legit, and he plays at Essential Tennis and Real Tennis. They play tournaments. They're legitimate. That's what it used to look like back in when I was playing in the 90s in tournaments. You would run into guys like that, and that's solid. Now, you go show up to a tournament in a USTA tournament, and they rate you a 4-0 player because they ain't got enough players to play in the 3-5 level, or they'll rate you a 3-5 level because they ain't got enough people to play in a 4-0 level. That's because their ratings are fucked up. Like, excuse my language, but it really irritates me that I'm sitting out here training my ass off, thinking that I'm going to have to play against really tough competition and get my body and spirit ready to do battles. No, I'm not. No, I'm telling you, I'm not being sarcastic, and I'm not being, like a narcissist. But I could go out there, and from what I just seen on these videos, I would go out there and probably not lose 1 game to most of these people, because if I'm up 40-30, I'm winning that game. Okay, first of all, I don't even see some of these guys even winning points off of some of my serves or even my returner serves. So the whole entire match, they're going to be on defense because I'm just going to be hitting the ball like I normally do. And I don't even think that I'm at a 4-5 level, okay? I may be at a 4-0 level right now, and that's solid, because I can volley, I can serve, I have a second serve, I have a slice serve, I have a kick serve, I have a flat serve. I'm able to hit my forehands over the net, I'm not, every ball's going out wide. I played my friendly, like I said, I hadn't played singles in 22 years. And yesterday, we played a pro set, and I lost to him 8-4, and then today we played a proper set, and I lost to him 7-5, and I was just missing my backhand, a few inches wide, a few inches long, and that was the difference between the match. I had him at 40-30 a few times, and I couldn't break him because he's got, like I said, he's got a big serve. But yesterday I broke him a few times, and obviously today I had a couple breaks and got back into the match. But it's so hot down here that you can't even concentrate. It was so hot that I was seeing dead relatives. I thought I saw my grandmother, which passed away in 1987. I thought she was out here making cakes for me. That's how hot it was. Okay, and I'm not being sarcastic. So if I can come out here and train in these conditions and play in these conditions, I'm not even going to worry about how I'm going to do in the tournament. I'm going to probably win it because there ain't no competition that's like straight and legit. If I sign up and say that they're going to put me in a 3-5 level, then I'll probably be playing 3-0 players. If they sign me up and say, hey, you're a 4-0 player, then I'm probably going to be playing 3-5 players, if they're even that. So none of this stuff is legit. And the reason I'm saying this is, how are we going to have proper tennis in the United States if you're catering to people that can't even play the best of 3 sets? You know, I can't even imagine. I played this morning, like I said, I lost 7-5 in the first set. And then we started playing doubles because there's a round robin situation that goes on out here in the morning. So I played a few sets of doubles. I played, like a couple sets of doubles and played this set. And by 11 o'clock, you have to get off the courts. I mean, it's just so hot. And not only that, I know 70-something-year-old people and 80-year-old people that would smoke these guys. They would crush them, especially in doubles. They probably wouldn't even win a game off these people. That's how good they are in doubles. And the only reason why they may win a couple points off of them is because they're 70-something-year-old people that can't move that well anymore. So the future of the United States tennis, as far as pros and stuff going, if they keep doing tournaments where people only have to play pro set and a tiebreaker to win a tournament, it's not going to be good for us, folks. And it's a laughing stock. And it actually pisses me off that there are people, like I say, like guys that aren't essential tennis, and ladies too, that are playing their asses off and playing legitimate straight 4 or 5 levels of play. And then you got people saying that they're 4-0 players, and they're not. Like I say, they're beginners. They've just been playing tennis for like a year, and they still can't volley, and they're getting help from some of the top players in the United States of America, and some of these people are actually playing on the tour, and they still can't play hit volleys. And as I said, I'll meet anybody anywhere they want to play. I'll play them and show them what I'm able to do. I'm not afraid of that. I'm just saying, in generalizations here, speaking, concerned about the future of American tennis, because at this rate, we ain't gonna have no competition. I mean, what are you gonna do? They're gonna call the match because it's too hot out. It's too hot out, fellas and ladies. Let's just wear this. Everybody gets a trophy today. Don't worry about it. That's not competitive. That's not how proper tennis is supposed to be played. You go out there, you play hard, and if you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. You don't set it up to where everybody, even weak players, got a chance to beat good players. Which I haven't really seen any good players playing these 4-0 levels yet. I mean, my partner that I play tennis with today is 94 years old, and I like her chances, her and I doing mixed doubles against these people. And I'm not being sarcastic. She's just that damn good. Like I said, the woman can't move. It's like fucking 50 years older than me. I'm 40 years older than me, and I'm 52, bro. I'm being straight and legit. Like, this has got to be sorted out. If you're going to have a USTA tournament, then you should have a format like they used to do in the 90s and have done since the beginning of the damn establishment of the USTA, when Stan Smith and all them fellas did all that. Set it all up. And Arthur Ashe, they're rolling over Arthur Ashe is rolling over in his grave right now, looking at the state of the USTA tournaments. Just rolling over in his grave. What the hell is going on? Not everybody can win a trophy. And if you take that, if you're just going to give everybody a trophy and let everybody win easy matches and make it to where everybody can win, you're not going to have a fight in people. You're not going to have the competitive nature in them. Nobody's going to get any better. They're just going to stay at the same level. And the only way to get better is to play better people and keep the competition as high as it at your level can be. And you can't have people that aren't 4-0 players playing in a 4-0 league, and then they're really 3-0 and 3-5 players, because now everybody's a 4-0 player that just picks up a racket and never played tennis before. So what's the incentive to try to improve your skills? And I'm being honest. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, and you'll see every person that's got it's got a tennis channel that are playing a tournament or whatever to show you how they're, the format and all that, and it's a joke. And you're like, you guys won this tournament? One guy had never played in a tournament before and never played doubles. Me and my doubles partner when in high school, my friend Darren Farmer, that guy was the #2 player in the state of Florida for his age group, and was ranked in the United States too. And when we played doubles in high school, we were having fun or whatever. We never dropped the game against most of these people, because this guy, we never dropped a match because of his serve and my ability to volley, and then my serve and his ability to volley. Every points would go boom, boom, boom. I'd serve, somebody would hit a floater, and he's 6'5", bang, gone. It'd just be like that. That's how high level play is. And if you're a 4-0 player, you should be able to serve and volley. You should be able to hit volleys. You should be able to hit your backhands. You should be able to hit 3 different types of serves: a flat serve, a slice serve, and a kick serve. And if you can't do all those things together, then you're not really that level of play. You're just a beginner. You're a 3-0, 3-5 level. I'm out here, like I say, every day just about practicing, just to get ready for a tournament that I think I gotta play the best of 3 sets, and training like that. And then I see this shit on the YouTube today, and I'm like, this is a joke. And and I don't care I would embarrass this guy on his own tennis court. Seriously, I would embarrass him pretty badly. And I'm 52 years old with 2 replaced hips and a plate in my shoulder. One, I would crush his second serve. His first serve goes in, I'm gonna hit that, crush that too. Second of all, since he can't volley, I would just bring him into the net, and I would hit the ball right at him. I wouldn't even try to pass him, because that's the way you beat people like that. That would be the same way as somebody that can't move. Like if you're a good player and you see the person can't move up and down or back and forth like that, all you do is hit drop shots and bring them into the net. They're not going to get to it. Or you hit short balls and make them run into the net, run up to get the ball. They're not going to be able to get to it. So that's how you would win, because that's their weakness. And if you find someone's weakness, I'm just watching this shit and I can see 4 or 5 weaknesses that I would exploit. And I'm not that, in my opinion, how I'm playing right now is I am at a 4-0 level, okay? A solid 4-0 level right now. And that's my opinion. Some people think that I play better than that, because I'm actually playing against people that are legitimate 4-5 players from the 90s that got their ratings before the soft ice cream rating system came along. And I hold my own. Like I said, this one guy I played this morning, and I've been playing a couple of times, he's a solid 5-0 player. The guy used to play, he's been playing tennis in Chile since he's been a kid, And the only reason he's not as good as he used to be is because he had a hip replacement and he can't move as fast as he used to. But he'll knock a ball from anywhere on the court, and you have to run it down, So he's a good player, nice guy, everything, And like I say, I missed the only thing I was missing is my backhand. He was wide, a little long, or whatever. That was the only thing, and that's why I'm out here today, because I lost today to this guy, 7'5". I'm out here on a tennis court that's 100 degrees, so I can practice my serve and basically set that ball machine up and practice hitting about 200 backhands until I just get my timing down again, like I used to when I was a young guy. But things got to change, or United States tennis is going to be trash. It's going to be trash. We ain't going to have any top pros or any of that stuff. And I hope they don't start doing that kind of crazy shit in college, man. Because if they're doing that now, this is why I say that. If they're doing that now in these tournaments, it's just sooner or later, it's going to move into college. And once it goes into college, it's going to get into pros. And then you're just going to have people playing the best of 2 pro set. Like they're just going to play a pro set and then a tiebreaker. Then you're going to have guys that shouldn't even be in the top 100 in the world, in the top 10 in the world, because the format's so easy. It's just a joke. Like I played 13 games just in one singles match out here, and not including the doubles that I played today also. And then yesterday I played the same thing. It was 8-4. That was 12 games, and then I ended up playing like 4 or 5 sets of the round robin style tournaments yesterday with high level players that are legit 4-0, and even some of them are 4-5 and higher. And I say the reason why they don't play in tournaments because they just can't move anymore. They're up there in age, but their skill level is amazing. They can volley, they have kick serve, they have slicers, they have big serves, they can move you from side to side. They know the game of tennis. They have a high level of intelligence in the game of tennis with their skill levels, be able to place the ball, and especially in doubles, because there's 2 people on the court. Okay, it's a lot different than having just one person, because you're responsible for your own thing. It's a lot easier for you to hold serve when you're playing singles, because you're the one serving the ball. You're the one it's up to you to make that mistake. Another thing I hear people say all the time is like, well, I didn't double fault. I had no double faults today, and I played pretty good. And I'm like, well, how many return serves did you miss? And they're like, what do you mean? I don't keep account of that. Yeah, you have to keep account of that, because that's what's costing you to win or lose. If you can't return the ball, it's just like having a double fault. You're giving away a free point. And I had three today, in that set, yeah, in that pro set. 1 actually hit the net, but it came back. It went over. So I had four times where my return of serve sucked. Like I say, but not on my forehand. I did pretty good on that, and I had a couple winners off my forehand. Especially yesterday, I was teeing off on the ball for some reason. It was just a perfect setup for me, and I was just hitting really good off my forehand side. Today was a little different. I didn't do bad on my serve. My serve was a lot better today. I was using a good kick serve to this guy, putting a lot of high percentage first serves in, and then you know, moving him around instead of him doing that to me. And that's where I got, you know, because at one point I was up 2, you know, just we were on serve basically, and then yesterday I was up 3-1, and then he came back and beat me 8-4, you know, because he's a skilled player. And then today I just couldn't put the whole thing together, you know, with my return to serve and then having to serve. But if you miss your returns to serve, you're just going to give points away. And this is what these people were doing. I'm watching this whole video where it takes them 2.5 hours to play fucking 16 games. You know what I mean? And then literally I went from 7:30 this morning to 11:30, quarter to 12, and played probably 5 or 6 sets of tennis in that time. And they can't even finish 16 games because it takes them 2 hours because they can't keep the ball in play, and they can't close out on 30-40s and 40-30s and add that advantage because the return serve sucks, or they can't volley. So the rating system, when you're watching YouTube, just for people that are beginning, don't look at that stuff, because you can look at it, but don't take it seriously. That's not straight legitimate ratings. Like, especially there's a couple guys on here, 5-0 singles match and 5-0 doubles. No, you guys are 4-0 doubles players, and you're 4-0 singles players. You're not a 5-0 player, you know, because I will put $100 on Mark Sanchez to be any of these dudes that said that they're, except Ivan. I told him Ivan just is ridiculous, and he should be a pro. But any of these other people that claim to be 4-5 players, and even my man Scott that's around my age, would smoke these people. It would be quite embarrassing. And he is a 5-0, 4-5, 5-0 player. And he is a 5-0 player in doubles. He is smart in doubles and can volley and has a lot of skill. So these are the guys you want to watch play on Essential Tennis, and you want to get coaching from people that are straight and legit, like Peter Becker, and Essential Tennis obviously gives out good, but he also does bullshit with commercials sometimes. It pisses me off with these fucking shady rackets that he's trying to sell. Which brings me to another point. I wanted to show you something, and I'm done with this other stuff I was talking about, but I wanted to show you something here. I bought a couple of these rackets, right? And I was telling you, because I grew up playing with the Wilson Profiles, they're 95s. So I got Ashley, this is Ashley's racket, and this is my racket. It's the same racket, right? So the way they make these rackets is, you see, because it's a 110, and look how head heavy it is. So the Profiles are handle heavy. So that's how I grew up playing with that. And the Profiles are 13 ounces and like 270 grams, okay? So what I did is I modified my racket, because I was like, this is crazy. I can't even really get a hold of the ball correctly. So I modified my racket. Now, see how the difference is? The weight's in the handle now. I popped the handle off here, stuffed it with some cotton, and then took little beads, my what do you call them, for fishing, the weights, and stuck 4 of them in here, and it made it just to where I can balance it off. And that's what I was trying to explain too. The professional players have custom rackets made for the way that they play. So when you buy a racket out of the Walmart or Kmart or sporting goods shop, that's not the same specs as what these fellas and ladies are playing with. They have custom rackets. So if you're particularly used to playing with a certain racket in a certain way, and you like that racket, You can modify it yourself, just to let you know. So that's what I'm doing with this. And then my next video, I'm gonna be working on my backhand, and I'm gonna record it. And as I said, I was making some errors, and it might have been due to the heat, but I ain't making excuses, because my friend had to play in just the same conditions I played in. So when I win, I win, and when I lose, I lose. I'm the reason why I won, and I'm the reason why I lost. So that's how I look at it. But I don't come out here and tell you that I'm some pro player and I'm a 5-0 player or a 4. That's a bunch of bullshit. Because I'll play these new 5-0 players and 4-5 players, because from me growing up, they wouldn't even be but a 4-0 player. They wouldn't even be at that. They wouldn't even be ranked. Like USTA wouldn't put somebody that's a 3-5 player in a 4-0 match. You would get crushed, because the skill level is that much of a differential. Nor would you take a 3-5 player and put him in a 4-0 level, or 4-0 level and a 3-5. The skill level is too different. It's too much of a difference, and the other people wouldn't even have fun, and it wouldn't be fair to the people that were legitimate 3-5 players. And it would be all right for a 4-0 player, because they would just run amok on the 3-5 players, because they have more experience, they have better skill, their skill level is better, and they have the higher opportunities to beat the players that are allegedly 4-0 players, which they're not. And you would find that out very quickly, you know, in the eras that I grew up playing tennis. You would find out very quickly, like on the first serve, when you're standing there and the ball's going right by you, because you can't return the serve. Or like in some cases, like I was saying about this guy, he just can't volley. So I'm like, how many, like, are you even practicing? Like, you're making videos of you playing, but are you actually practicing? Are you actually taking any of the advice that Crucell gave you to be a better player? Or is any of that? Because after like watching this stuff, it's just like, oh, what are they doing to tennis? Why is this going on? The United States Tennis Association is a complete shit show now. What are they doing to the game of tennis? So, done ranting and raving, because I just don't want people to get the wrong idea and start thinking that you have to play at all these high expectations, because it's really not that way anymore. A little kid can go and play in these tournaments and win them. You know what I mean? Because the skill level is not judged correctly. The rating system is wrong. It's not correct, and I don't care what they're saying. The USTA says, "Oh, I'm ranked at 4-0." It doesn't mean shit after what I just saw, because these 4-0 players, if they played in the 90s, would get smoked by 3-5 players, because 3-5 players were better than the 4-0 players of the day, and they played with shittier equipment. So as I said, the equipment makes these people better than they really are. And some of them are athletes too, so there's like naturally gifted athletes, but you can only do so much being an athlete. You have to have good footwork, you have to have the ability to strike the ball clean, and you have to have every shot in the arsenal. Like, if you're trying to improve your level of play, where you're going to have the most fun in the game of tennis and not make any mistakes, you got to be able to play at a level where you can hit every shot. You shouldn't be afraid to come into the net. I look forward to going into the net. Who the hell wants to run back and forth or run a baseline when you can get a short point or chip the ball and go in and behind it and let the guy pass you? I wanted a couple points at the net today, which I don't even go into the net when I'm playing singles. Not nowadays, because of the way people play. But as I've gotten old, like, I had to adjust, because I have to adjust to the people that I'm playing against. And I'm older, and I need surgeries myself, so I go out of my comfort zone. Normally I would just sit from the baseline, and anything short, I would rip it down the line or across court, or even hit drop shots and bring them in, and then hit lobs, and just you gotta bait them or whatever. But it's all about how if you want to get better at the game of tennis, you gotta put the time in, like I'm doing. And there's no easy way to get better at tennis. There's no easy way to do this. Even the greatest players in the world have trained their whole entire life hitting tennis ball after tennis ball after tennis ball. And if you want to be good at tennis or anything in this world, you have to put yourself into it. You got to go all into it. You have to be mentally prepared for for things that may go wrong, and just absorb it, because at the end of the day, God is not going to give you anything that you can't handle, you know. And then with everything going on in the world today, you better you better toughen up and start realizing this ain't no play. This ain't a playground, you know. This is real life stuff, and especially when you're talking about competitive sports, you know, and if in a sanctioned tournaments. Because if it was straight and legit, you would have to train. Most of these guys could probably just go play drunk and win, you know. I'm like, I don't drink anymore, but alcohol is the worst thing you can put in your body. It's completely poison. So I was just joking around, but it just seems to me ridiculous, and it just seems to me that they're going to destroy American tennis if this keeps going on the way it is. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. I'll set the ball machine up like I said, and we're going to have some fun. But don't get too don't get on yourself if you don't think that you're a high level player or whatever, because all you gotta do is go to USTA and they'll rate you anything you want, and then you can go around and tell all your friends that you're a 5-0 player, but in reality you're only a 3-5 player.